of us have worn some type of jewelry in our lifetime. But where does it come from? And what purposes does it serve beyond decoration? The story of jewelry begins long before recorded history. It all started in prehistoric times. Archaeologists discovered perforated shell beads in Blombos Cave, South Africa, dating back about 75,000 years. These were not only ornaments, but the first symbols of human identity, worn to show belonging to a group or perhaps to carry spiritual meaning.
Fun fact: the oldest jewelry ever found may be even older. Tiny seashell beads discovered in Morocco and Israel suggest humans were adorning themselves over 100,000 years ago.
As humans spread across the globe, jewelry began to take on new roles. In Upper Paleolithic Europe, around 40,000 years ago, people used animal teeth and ivory beads, polished and strung together. These items were found in burials, suggesting they may have signified bravery in hunting, and also were carried into the afterlife as spiritual protection.
Another fun fact: prehistoric people sometimes used amber as jewelry. It was so treasured in later centuries that entire trade routes, the Amber Road, connected the Baltic to the Mediterranean.
By the time of the first civilizations, jewelry had become central to religious and social life. In Mesopotamia, the royal tombs of Ur, circa 2600 BCE, revealed treasures of gold headdresses, lapis lazuli beads, and carnelian pendants. These items marked the elite status of the dead and were also offerings to the gods, symbolizing a bridge between earthly life and the divine. In ancient Egypt, jewelry was inseparable from religion. Amulets shaped like scarabs, ankhs, or the Eye of Horus were worn as protection in life and death. When Howard Carter uncovered the tomb of Tutankhamun in 1922, he found the young pharaoh's body encased in layers of gold jewelry, bracelets, collars, rings, all meant to secure his passage into the afterlife. Jewelry here was not only beauty, but rather a spiritual necessity. Even today, Tutankhamun's treasures stand alongside icons like the Hope Diamond and the Koh-i-Noor, showing how jewels can hold both power and myth across cultures.
Here's a curious detail. One of Tutankhamun's daggers was forged not from earthly metal, but from meteoric iron. Literally, a piece of outer space turned into royal jewelry.
Jewelry also told the story of social rank. In the Indus Valley civilization, circa 2500 BCE, bead workshops in Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro produced carnelian and faience beads. The sheer labor behind these delicate works meant that only wealthier citizens could afford them, marking jewelry as a sign of hierarchy within society. The same link between jewelry and power can be traced forward to the Cullinan Diamond, cut into the great stars of Africa that shine in the British crown jewels, and the Peacock Throne of the Mughal emperors, ablaze with diamonds, rubies, and emeralds.
And here is a different fun story. When the Cullinan Diamond, the largest ever discovered, was first presented to King Edward VII, he thought it was a practical joke. The rough stone weighed over 3,100 carats, too enormous to seem real.
At the same time, jewelry had an applied function. Ancient hairpins and fibulae, brooches from Bronze Age Europe were ornamental as well as essential for fastening garments and securing hairstyles. A famous example is the fibula from Hallstatt, Austria, circa 800 BCE, which combined intricate decoration with the practical role of keeping cloaks in place. Later, similar blends of function and splendor appear in pieces like Napoleon's sword hilt, set with the Regent Diamond, where beauty and power met utility.
Here's something amusing. In ancient Rome, jewelry was tied to class rules. Only the elite were allowed to wear gold rings, while senators had to settle for iron. Jewelry was literally a badge of rank.
In China's Neolithic Liangzhu culture, 3500 to 2500 BCE, artisans carved jade pendants and bai discs. Jade was considered a sacred material, embodying purity and immortality, and was often buried with the dead. These pieces reveal both the spiritual and social power of jewelry. Only elites could access jade, and it was believed to connect them to the divine. Centuries later, the same belief in jewels as guardians of immortality inspired rulers and queens, from Marie Antoinette's pearls, carried through revolution, to the legendary La Peregrina pearl, once owned by Elizabeth Taylor, a modern queen of Hollywood.
Another curious story. Elizabeth Taylor once lost La Peregrina pearl at home. It rolled under the couch, and her dog nearly chewed on it. A royal treasure almost became a chew toy.
As centuries passed, jewelry continued to evolve. In Homer's Iliad, 8th century BCE, descriptions of golden earrings and elaborate necklaces illustrate adornment, wealth, and standing of the wearer. Today, echoes of that symbolism can still be seen in Princess Diana's sapphire ring, passed to the Princess of Wales, and in the brilliant Tiffany Diamond, a yellow sun captured in stone and worn by only a select few.
And here's one last sparkling tidbit. The Tiffany Diamond has been worn by only 4 women in history: Audrey Hepburn, Lady Gaga, Beyoncé, and Tiffany's own PR head, Mary Whitehouse.
From the first pierced shell to golden crowns, jewelry has always been more than decoration. It is a mirror of human life, sometimes a spiritual shield, other times a social signal, and also a practical tool when needed. Every piece unearthed, from prehistoric beads to the world's most famous diamonds and pearls, tells us about beauty and about what people valued most: protection, power, identity, and connection.
And that's the story of jewelry, its origins, its mysteries, and the meaning it carries through time. Tune in for more on our Mythic Facets podcast, and check out our Mythic Facets jewelry on Etsy, where we weave mythology, folklore, and history into every jewelry piece. Visit us, choose your own piece, and feel its power reaching back through centuries.
Can't find exactly what you're looking for? Contact us for a custom order. We'll be delighted to create something just for you.
We're Milena and Dave from Winter Springs, Florida, the owners of Mythic Facets on Etsy, where we weave mythology, folklore, and history into every jewelry piece. We look forward to hearing from you at www.etsy.com/shop/mythicfacets.